Today, Zwift have announced via their forums they've enabled Pack Dynamics 3.0 for everybody on the London World. Now this involves free riding, events or group workouts, and any meetups created on London. If you're on the latest Zwift game client across any of the platforms supported, there's no updates required. This is enabled server-side. The goal of these new Pack Dynamics is to give Zwift a more realistic look when it comes to rider positioning and movements, especially in bunches. Over the past few years on Zwift, we've all become accustomed to our avatar darting around and riding through other riders. This was improved a little back in February 2021, and Pack Dynamics 3.0 is the next step forward to make things look even better again. Eric over at Zwift Insider has been involved in a few of the early test rides with Pack Dynamics 3.0 and has summarised the experience with the following improvements. Less lateral movement of your avatar, less of the sticky draft effect, which has its place on Zwift, but can be a little troublesome if you're trying to overtake somebody who's doing just a little bit more watts per kilo than you. Eric noted there was a more realistic look to the bunches, and he also listed better predictive positioning of your avatar. Now this is a little bit of behind the curtains, it all happens on the server side, but it's something that Zwift are working on for the integrity of their races and race results as we see them on screen. So we've been watching the Pack Dynamics for the blob on screen here, which looks pretty normal. We're definitely not riding through other people's spinal columns, which is what Zwift is known for in the past. There's a little bit of side-to-side movement, but it looks more natural. But let's reverse back to the start of this ride for the rollout. Now, I did have everything set up ready to go with the steering, the Elite Riser. However, this event had steering disabled, so we're going to have to test this in another event. Okay, a few minutes later, I was joined with some friends for the rollout of the weekly Kinetic group ride. There was a little bit of a flurry at the start, but what you'll notice here is it's an easy rollout and the group pace feels like an easy ride. So I did like what I was seeing here. A typical Zwift race will just go off like an absolute rocket, but this has the feel of a slow rollout to it. There's no quick side-to-side darting. Everyone's pretty much holding their line. And it was immediately noticeable that this Pack Dynamics 3.0 did make a difference. Fast forwarding a little bit up the road, and I'll speed this footage up so you can see me moving through the pack more naturally than riding through other people. There's just a little bit more space given as I come around people, and I'll change camera angles here and drift back through the pack and let everyone else pass me, and you'll see they come around me rather than ride through. So a definite improvement to how things look. Now the Kinetic group ride is known for its vicious sprints at the 300 meter mark, so I'm going to start playing this footage from a kilometre to go from the above shot so you can see the full detail of the bunch dynamics or the pack dynamics and how it plays out when the hammer really drops. And one of the final overhead shots today is one of the sharp 180-degree turns on the London circuit with these new dynamics in play. What does that look like? How does that play out from above? Let's have a look. Now there's no reduction in speed, so they're taking the corner quite fast, as they do on Zwift, but that looks pretty good to me. If you're saying to yourself, what's the news here? What's the big deal? That looks like a bunch of cyclists. I think that's confirmation that Pack Dynamics 3.0 looks pretty good. So there we are, a quick look at Pack Dynamics 3.0 released to public on the doomy and gloomy London course. I'm looking forward to this being rolled out across all worlds on Zwift, and also what that means for racing across the board. Downtown Dolphin with these new Pack Dynamics should be very, very interesting to watch. To ride with the new Pack Dynamics yourself, as I said at the start of the video, it's on the London course. In any free ride, event or meetup that you create, we'll have this enabled, so jump on and let me know your experience. Thanks for watching.